Hi, this is your host Swapnil Bhartia and welcome to KubeCon and CloudNativeCon here in Valencia in Spain. And today we have with us our first guest, Larry Carvalho, Principal Consultant at RobustCloud. Larry, it's great to have you on the show.
Thank you, Swapnil, for having me. I'm looking forward to having a good discussion with you.
Perfect. First of all, it's a kind of role change for you.
Yes.
So tell us, what is RobustCloud all about? What do you focus on?
So I had a company, RobustCloud, that I started after my career at IBM for 14 years. And, we started doing a lot of cloud camps, cloud workshops. Eventually, I joined IDC, and then I decided that I will get back on my own. And so I restarted my business as RobustCloud and providing companies with advisory services and various other ways in which I can evangelize the value and mainly the business value of technology, to the masses, if you would. So because a lot of folks don't understand the business value of what technology can do. So that's what I'm trying to focus on.
Perfect. And then especially when we look at these emerging technologies, cloud native technology, we focus a lot on technology aspect, but in the end, no matter how much technology we develop, in the end, we are trying to solve a problem.
Yes.
In the end, businesses are trying to serve their customers who end up people like us. So talk a bit about, you are at the event. This is not the first time you have attended the event. So talk about what have you seen, how folks are, leveraging cloud-native technologies to not only run their existing businesses, but to create new ones.
Absolutely. So, what I'm seeing just now as I came back from the keynote was Mercedes-Benz talking about how they are using cloud-native technology. And that is an example of an end-user company using cloud-native technologies. But we are seeing it in different places as to how companies are using cloud-native technologies. You have SaaS companies, software as a service companies, using it as the base infrastructure to deliver technologies and to deliver value to their customer. Then you have IaaS, PaaS, which kind of comes together now, and they are delivering the value for which end users can now build their capabilities on top of these IaaS, PaaS companies who are delivering cloud-native technologies. And when you think about cloud-native technologies, it's mainly containers, orchestration, serverless, microservices, all these things fitting in one, giving the companies the means to deliver value to their customers. If it is insurance companies, what are the challenges insurance companies are facing? If it's an automotive company, what are the challenges an automotive company is facing? And that's where we are seeing a lot of changes going on in this business.
Excellent. Thanks for explaining that. Now, if you look at the ecosystem,
Yeah.
Ecosystem could mean different things depending on who you look at. There are users.
Yes.
Of course, there are creators who are creating these technologies.
Yeah.
And then there are, SaaS providers.
Yep.
And then there are, infrastructure builders. So can you also talk about, according to you, or, when we talk purely from business perspective, who would be the constituency that you look at, how they are contributing, how they are benefiting? So let's talk about, who would you name?
So the ecosystem is broken up into three major players who fall into this space. One are the end users, who are the final beneficiaries. The SaaS companies who are giving end users the capabilities, for example, Salesforce as a CRM company giving companies a CRM value. And then I call infrastructure PaaS. So when you think about Amazon got the infrastructure to deliver all the value. And on top of that, they have a whole bunch of capabilities from database to integration to DevOps built in within Amazon. So they are a combination of an infrastructure and platform that deliver cloud native capabilities to their customers to build solutions on. So these, in my opinion, are the three major areas of or sets of end users or the ecosystem who are using the cloud native technologies to deliver value to their customers. When an end user, their customers are the users, the line of business. If it is the SaaS companies, the SaaS users, the CRM users for Salesforce, and for the infrastructure PaaS, they're delivering it to startups. Startups are building brand new solutions on top of Amazon, Google, Microsoft. all of Amazon, Google, Microsoft, also called as the hyperscalers, have capabilities that to deliver cloud native solutions to their companies. And I'm just talking about the US based. Outside of the US, you have Alibaba and other companies who are also major hyperscalers in other parts of the world.
Excellent. One more thing that is happening when you talk about users. Users, you name some, and they are also kind of behemoths. They have their own in-house, capabilities. But when we look at the adoption of these cloud-native technologies, there are a lot of startups. There are a lot of players who are not traditionally tech players. So that's why we are also seeing a lot of adoption of low-code and no-code. So what role do you see this is playing? Once again, going back to the business value of cloud technologies.
I think low code, no code, powered by cloud native technologies is another game changer. What I'm seeing is there is a big demand for applications and there is a deficiency in resources or a shortage of resources in building those applications for customers. As a result, what you see is as the line of business says, hey, can you build me this application? And if it is a professional developer, somebody who really understands Java and says, hey, I can build this solution in Java, they look and say, these are all the requests that I'm having from my line of business. Why should I write this in Java or something else? Why can't I just use a low-code, no-code solution to build an app within 2 weeks, within 4 weeks? And I don't have to worry about security. I don't have to worry about the data model. I don't have to worry about any of this. That is a big game changer in application development today, as I see it.
Once again, cloud and technologies, adoption is growing, awareness is there. It's not like a lot of other technology that you have to go and explain. But if I ask you to just kind of summarize that, you did, allude to that in the beginning itself, but how, you either try to tell people or how businesses are trying to capture the value that actually they can get from cloud. Whenever new technologies come in, people tend to embrace them, but what really matters is that what value they actually get.
So I'm seeing a whole new area in edge computing as a major area of innovation, of investment by companies to do that last mile innovation. When I say last mile, can I do grocery deliveries where you have curbside pickup, where you have automated vehicles going out to that curbside pickup and do it. You could put a person to go there every time, or you could put a robot. But for that, you need edge technologies. For that edge technologies, you need containers, intelligence built at the edge. What happens is the amount of benefits and efficiencies that you can get is significant. The value of or the return on investment is huge when you do an edge solution. So you got to think about what can a mining company do? What can a retail company do? And even if it is insurance, how can you capture how the car is driven and you start charging insurance premiums based on who is using the car, how are they using, how are they driving it? So you reward or incentivize better driving habits. So you got these benefits from an industry value, but then you have cloud native technologies which allow you to go and deliver the edge solutions by pushing containers on the edge and having one way to deliver it. I see that being a big area. So, just to wrap up, there are these new areas coming out. I have written a blog post of about 14 companies on my website, robustcloud.com/blogs, that you can see 14 companies and how are they delivering business value in their specific environment. And I plan to do more on speaking to end users, to vendors, on how are they using these technologies and what is the business value they're capturing. I think that is a missing piece of these technologies. It's great to know this is a good technology. We can, you do it with everything. But bottom line, why should me as an insurance CEO, insurance company CEO, or an automotive industry CEO, or an oil and gas, Why should we cover it? And I want to be able to deliver that message as I write more blog posts in the future.
And you do more videos like these as well.
Absolutely. I think if we can do that, we can continue this conversation, and I'd be happy to be on your platform and talk to folks about business value of cloud native technologies anytime.
Excellent, Larry. Thank you so much once again for sitting down here. And I look forward to doing more shows like that in future. Thank you.
Great. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.